Hello everyone, my name is Mehek. I hope you guys are doing fine and safe, and like always, I also hope that you guys are reading. Back with a very delayed book review. The reason being that last month it was my marriage, and then we went for the trip, so hence this book review got really delayed. But here we are back with more bookish recommendations for you guys. So the book that I finished reading, I actually removed the cover of it because it looks so much better like this. The book is How Do You Live? It's by Genzaburo Yoshino. So I came across this book on Instagram feed, and it said that it's a Japanese classic, and I knew I had to read this book, and it looked very interesting to me. Quickly, I'll just give you an interesting fact about the author Yoshino. So apparently he was born in Tokyo and brought up in Tokyo, and he was to become a lawyer, but when he joined college, his interest shifted, and he served in army for 2 years, and he studied philosophy, and he joined politics, and in one of these political rallies he was arrested, and after 18 months he was released. Now upon his release, he wanted to actually pen down a textbook that talks about the importance of humanities in the society for children. But that's when his friend suggested that why don't he make this textbook into a storybook, and that's when this book came into being. Now quickly about the story of this book. Now this book has two voices. One is of the copper, who is our main character. He's a 15-year-old teenager, and other is of the uncle. So Copper is someone, quickly to give you a brief about these two people. So Copper is someone he's a 15-year-old teenager. He has lost his father. So there is this sudden change in his life with which he's coping up. But he belongs to a wealthy or a well-off family, I would say. And but he's also a very deep thinker. So unlike the other guys of his age, he has a lot of thoughts in his mind, about the world and about generally how you should be, how you should live your life. And he's generally a very curious soul, and he has so many questions about the universe, about the people, and everything in general. And so he always looks up to his mother and his uncle, so mother's brother, to for various answers and wisdom about how to be a good human. So as the book progresses, you read about Copper's adventures, his growth. You read about his emotions, his regrets, and how his struggles at the school, and his friendships, and how he copes up with everything. You read about that. Now so that is one part wherein you read about Copper's adventures. The other part that you read about is Copper's uncle. So like I said, Copper looks at his uncle for the wisdom and knowledge and various answers. So the another part of this book is wherein Copper's uncle is writing these wisdom and advice to Copper in the form of journal entries that he actually plans to give it to him one day, gift it to him, like a diary with all these which is loaded with all these wisdom. So so whatever questions that Copper comes to, uncle has this answers for him, and the various wisdom that follows he notes down in these journal entries. So the book gives us both the viewpoints, like of Copper, the adventures that he's having as a teenager, and at the same time it also tells us about the wisdom that the uncle shares with Copper. So so the book offers various lessons from art, history, philosophy, politics, and so many other things, because all the questions that Copper has, he asks his uncle. So the book covers various lessons. But I'm going to quickly share my two favorite one. One of the most important lessons that the book gives is on importance of human or social relationships. So there's a point in the story when Copper betrays his friend, and that's when the author gives us this advice that it's okay. We are humans, we make mistakes, but what is more important is that we recover from those mistakes and we learn from our mistakes. That's very important. Another profound, I think, lesson that I picked up from this book was, there's a very interesting thing that the uncle shares with Copper. He says that everything, when we talk about history or when we talk about science, it all boils down to one thing, how it was achieved. So any advancement or anything that happens, it's very important that we question that how was it achieved, what was the reason behind it. Was it done for the advancement of human race, or was it done for own selfish purposes? If he further adds a very nice saying that any act of heroism, if it doesn't result in advancement of human race or betterment of life for people, then it just lacks spirit and it's meaningless. So I think these were two very profound lessons that I picked up from the book. So yeah, all in all, this is what the book is all about. To be honest, I feel like I know I read that it was a book for young adult, but still I picked it up. So I feel like because it was for young adult, it became a really slow read for me. But if if you are in that age group, 14 to 15-year-old, or if you know someone who is in that age group and you're looking to gift a book, or share a book recommendation with them, then this is the book that you should be recommending to them. It's definitely packed with some meaningful lessons, that the teenagers would be interested, or it might be useful for them. So yeah, that's all on this book. I'm going to see you guys next week with another book, and now we'll be more regular with the videos now that I'm back and back to routine. So see you next week with another book review video. Take care. Bye bye.